everybody. So I thought we would just take 2 seconds to talk about substrates. And what are substrates? It's a fancy word for the surface that you're going to paint on. So when you're painting with encaustic, it's important that your substrate is a hard porous surface so that it can support the weight of wax. And you also want it to make sure that it can take the heat, because when you paint with encaustic, you're heating every layer and you're fusing it to the layer underneath. So you want to make sure that it can withstand the heat. So some of my favorite substrates are, I like to paint with wood panels. So this is a 2-inch on the sides, already primed. You can buy them already primed wood panel. You could always make your own. That's not an option for me. I'm not really good at making panels, so I have to buy mine. But so I like to buy the pre-gessoed ones. You can also paint on tiles. Now, you want to make sure that if you're going to paint on a tile, because it is a hard porous surface, that it's natural stone. This is natural stone. There's no plastic coatings or anything over it. It's just the stone, so it's porous and it'll soak up the wax. If you're going to paint on a wood panel, your panel does not have to be gessoed. It just might take a little bit more of the encaustic wax to cover it, because it'll seep in a little bit more. And you'll see the wood grain, whatever color the panel is, it will come through on the wax. So that's something to think about. Also, another substrate is you can use, this is a book board. So if you've seen any of my journals, I started ordering a book board, and this has worked out really great to paint on, actually. I'm really excited. The only downside with the book board is you can't do as many layers. So you can get about 10 to 15 layers on the book board for your front and back cover of my journals that I do. But if you look at this, this has like, I don't know, like 30 layers of different colors and papers and all kinds of stuff. And then because you can build up all the different layers, you're able to carve into it. Whereas with the book board, it's a little bit harder to carve into it. So now that I've talked a little bit about substrates, let's go paint. So I'm going to start off with the book board, and I'm going to use my clear encaustic medium, and I'm just going to do a thin layer over the top of the book board. As you can see here, it's coating pretty nicely, and then we're going to fuse. And as I'm fusing, that you can see that the encaustic medium is soaking all the way through to the bottom of the book board, and you can start to see the cardboard underneath it. Next, we're going to do the tile. This is a really dark tile, so it causes the clear encaustic medium to look really cloudy. It also takes longer to heat up this tile, so it takes a little bit more time to get a really nice smooth surface if you choose to use tiles in your work as your substrate. In my work, I like to do at least 3 coats of clear medium on my substrates. That way it gives me a nice surface to work on. So there I am, we're fusing, because in encaustic you have to fuse every layer so it bonds with the layer underneath. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like if you used an already primed wood panel. So again, I'm repeating the same process with all 3 substrates. I'm putting on the clear encaustic medium, and then I'm going to fuse it. And if you watch real closely, you can see that it's much easier to get a nice smooth surface when you use the pre-gessoed canvas board. Yep, see? Very nice. And those are my 3 substrates that I wanted to show you today. So feel free to leave me any notes or anything in the link below. Thanks.